It seems like all I do now is sit on the porch, smoke, and talk about stuff. It's a different type of video that I'm doing, but hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I really don't know. Um, a few of my subscribers know that today, or whenever this video goes up, it was supposed to be me discussing the PlayStation Classic. So if you're one of these people that doesn't watch everything that I upload, you're probably not going to know that the next video should be me talking about the PlayStation Classic. And I'll have you know, it's going to be a ranty video because the games they showed that are going to be on that thing are fucking atrocious. But instead, I want to talk about something else. I want to recommend a game that I got recently. This is an indie project. It was crowdfunded, but I waited for a long time for it to come to consoles. It's available on PC as well as right now available on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. I have purchased it for the PS4. My buddies Taylor and Enoch got it for the Xbox One, and we usually when we all get the same game, we like to play it together, whether it's an online game with co-op or not. So the other day, we basically just hung out at Taylor's. All of us set up our systems, and all of us played this game. And it's a fun experience. You should try it sometime if you've never done it, because playing a game like this with a lot of different things to explore and find, you'll have moments where one of you will come across a boss the others haven't seen. One of you will find a secret area, and it's good camaraderie. You guys should try it. But the game I want to talk about is Hollow Knight. And before I get into discussing this, I want to make it perfectly clear, absolutely clear, because I would never want to recommend a game to anybody that can't finish it. Hollow Knight is challenging. It is difficult. It has platforming and combat sections that will really strain and test your skills. I want to say that because I understand that some of my audience are more casual gamers. For instance, I recommended this to my friends Dale and Adam, and I think Dale said he was going to pass on it because it has a system similar to Dark Souls where if you die, you lose your money and you have to go back and get it. And there's nothing wrong with that system, but loud truck. But I understand that some of you may not be up to the challenge, and I don't say that as some sort of elitist prick as I turn into a smokestack over here. I don't say that as an elitist prick. I say that being someone that's played a lot of games and overcome a lot of difficult games. I mean, I played the entire Soul series and Bloodborne, and it could just be challenging. The game lures you in with its beautiful visuals, its wonderful music, and its cutesy style, but it's actually very challenging. So if you don't think you're up for a challenge, don't go spend $15 on this. But if you think you can handle it, go ahead and get it because it's a fantastic game. What am I talking about? Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, back when it was first announced, I was excited to play it. I'm excited about Metroidvania games every time I hear them. I really want to play Chasm. I'm excited for another game. I think it's called Blasphemous or Blasphemy. I want to play that too, but I've got to wait for it to come to consoles because I don't play on PC. It's just a preference. Don't get mad at me. But Hollow Knight is a wonderful experience. And I do compare it a little bit to Dark Souls because it does have that sort of style, but I really think that you guys would enjoy it if you checked it out. It is a side-scrolling Metroidvania game. It does not have any type of RPG mechanics. You will discover power-ups. You will collect, pieces of heart and things to increase your magic gauge and all that. And it's just a wonderful experience from beginning to end. It has a deep lore behind it. It has some really impressive boss sections, some really frustrating ones too. I'll tell you, going to fight the Watcher was a bitch because I couldn't get past her armored soldiers. For the longest time, I was having trouble with that until I put on enough charms that basically I could just dash through their attacks and let my minions do the work for me because they were really tough. Anywho, speaking of equipment and minions and stuff, the game has a number of different mechanics. You will find, of course, the traditional upgrades that you've seen in games like Ori and the Blind Forest and Super Metroid, where you get new traversal abilities such as the dash, the double jump, and eventually you'll get things like a shadow dash to go through shadow gates and things like that. It has that sort of system for upgrade and progression to allow you to better traverse the environment or better combat your enemies. But it also has another thing in the inventory system that I really enjoyed called the Charms system. And charms are really interesting. They add a new dichotomy to the game, like equipping different charms to give you different abilities, such as one charm that will allow you to move while healing. Healing is a thing you do during the game. You'll focus your magic and you'll replenish your heart or your shell, whatever you want to call it. And there's one charm that lets you move while doing that, which can be very helpful when you're trying to desperately escape an enemy and heal at the same time before it hits you and you have to start all over. There's another charm that will steady your body. Hollow Knight does the same thing that The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past did, where when you hit an enemy, it'll knock you back a little bit too. The steady body charm will allow you to not move while attacking, so you're more solid, like if you're fighting on a platform, which there are a lot of platform combat scenarios. There's another charm that will allow you to spawn minions, such as, I think it's the Glowing Womb or the Weaver Soul. And these will spawn minions for you. The Weaver Soul spawns a bunch of little Weaver spiders that will follow you around. They will attempt to defend you, and they will attack enemies. The thing I like about the Weaver Soul is they do not die. They stay there. They don't go anywhere, and they don't cost anything to spawn. The Glowing Womb costs something to spawn. They take your magic power and spawn these little explosive dudes that fly around, and when the enemies are nearby, they just go straight for them and explode. They're kamikazes. But I would say that if you're going to want minions, you should definitely go with the Weaver Soul over the Glowing Womb, because it doesn't cost anything and they can't be killed. But the charm system is really, really cool. But the game is taking place in this fantasy world of bugs and monsters, and your character is not, like, for the longest time that me and Taylor thought, it's not the Hollow Knight. The Hollow Knight is another entity entirely. Your character is what's known as a vessel. Basically, you are a creature, an artificial creature made from void, and you've come to this kingdom that has been ruined. It was plagued by an infection caused by an ancient entity, and it's really very Dark Souls-esque, but I loved it. Traversing through the environments like the Forgotten Crossroads, the Green Path, the City of Tears, there's a lot of beautiful environments in this game, and it all is punctuated by the art style. By the way, I don't know if my phone will stop recording at any point, so if it just cuts off, I'm sorry. But the game looks really, really good. It has a deep atmosphere and beautiful music. One thing that I found really interesting while traversing the environment was just occasionally looking at the background and all the detail that's therein. A lot of these Metroidvania-style games... Just a second. A lot of these Metroidvania-style games can sometimes have very dull, drab backgrounds. I know, for an instance, like Axiom Verge, which I really enjoyed, didn't always have a lot of stuff in the background. Some of the backgrounds were just completely blacked out, or, you know, when you got to the top of the map, it was this white sky. But Hollow Knight, almost every environment has a lot of background detail, especially in the City of Tears. Seeing the other towers that make up the city is really interesting. Traversing through the caverns and seeing all the stuff in the background is just, it's another added layer of depth to the world. You know, I for one, remember when the first time I played a video game, you know, I would experience what was in the environment, and I would think about what could be beyond it. Like, the first time I found a locked door, or not a locked door, a jammed door in Silent Hill, I would think, oh, I wonder what could have been beyond this door. I know now that it's nothing beyond that door, it's just a jammed door to fool with you. But, like, when passing through the world of Hollow Knight, passing through Hallownest, it was very interesting seeing all the background detail and thinking about how expansive this place is. And there's another message. But it's actually a really, really good game with some really challenging sections. And if you get it on the PS4, the Xbox One, or the Switch, you will get all of the DLC that they have out right now, which includes the Dreams, Lifeblood, the Grim Troop, and Godmaster. And Godmaster is going to be a real bitch for me to go through, because, like I said, the game is challenging, and Godmaster literally has a boss rush where you have to fight every boss in the game without dying, all in quick succession, and that's going to be brutal. But I wanted to recommend this game because it's one that I waited for so long, and it's actually a really enjoyable experience. So, if you're up to a challenge, you want a game that has an amazing art style, cute characters, a wonderful lore and story, and some really intense action and platforming sections, I can't help but recommend you pick up Hollow Knight. So, yeah, this is just me gushing about Hollow Knight, and I think that if you have an opportunity in $15, you can get it on any system you want. It's really enjoyable, and I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it. I was, of course, the first one. God damn it, stop messaging me, Corey! I'm trying to do a video. Alright, so... I think you guys should check it out when you get a chance. And, you know, if you're not up to a challenge, don't go out and get it, because I'd hate for you to get a game that you can't finish. But it's a beautiful experience, amazing music, a great art style, and intense combat. So if you get it and you want to check it out, let me know what you think about it. And if not, that's okay. But I wanted to talk about it real quick. In my next video, I'm going to bitch about the... Hello, squirrel. I'm going to bitch about the PlayStation Classic. It's going to be fun. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.